Hello and welcome to the NTAP Screencast series. This video will explain the difference between GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar, as well as how to get the most out of GoToWebinar. By signing up for the Legal Meetings program through LSNTAP, you get both GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar. There are some key differences between these two programs. GoToMeeting can only support up to 26 people, including the organizer. GoToMeeting also has a Meet Now option, where the user can set up a meeting immediately, send out the information to the invitees, and have a meeting within moments without having to set up any registration information. GoToMeeting is best used for small, informal meetings like staff meetings, or a quick update meeting between state offices where everyone will be participating. GoToWebinar supports up to 1,000 people and is designed for more formal, training-style meetings where there will generally only be one person presenting at a time. GoToWebinar does not have the Meet Now option found in GoToMeeting and has 3 pages of information that may take several minutes to complete in order to schedule your webinar. Unlike GoToMeeting, Webinar has extensive polling and reporting features that help you get the most information out of your webinar. GoToWebinar also allows you to set up quiz-style questions or polls that you can pose to the audience throughout the webinar, as well as show the organizers the percentage of attendees who have stayed on the webinar screen versus those who have minimized the screen. This information can be very helpful for your program by showing what works and what doesn't work in your trainings. GoToWebinar also has a question box where attendees can ask questions to the panelist, as well as a hand-raising feature where the attendee can request to be unmuted so they can speak during the training and be included in the recording. To set up a webinar, go to the GoToMeeting website and sign in. Once logged in, go to the My Webinars option on the left-hand side of the screen and choose Schedule a Webinar. On the first page, you will choose the name, description, date, and time, as well as audio options of your webinar. For the audio, we suggest that you choose both Voice over IP and telephone so your attendees can choose which option works best for them. This page is also where you can invite additional organizers and panelists that you would like to present during your training. By entering their names and emails on this page, they will automatically be sent an announcement that they are a panelist, as well as a link to the meeting. On the next page, you will be able to choose a logo, picture, and template that the attendees will see when they join the webinar. These are optional but can increase the effect of your trainings. This page is also where you add a welcome message, such as "We will begin shortly," that the attendees will see while they're waiting for the webinar to begin. The last page is where you specify what information is required for registration in the webinar. You can also come back and add this later if you're in a hurry. There is also an option where you can choose if you want the registrants to be automatically approved or if you would like to approve them individually. If you choose automatically, then as soon as they register, they will receive a link to join the webinar. But if you choose to approve them, then they will have to wait for your approval to receive the link to join. Once you're done, click Save and email me the invitation, and your webinar is scheduled. If you will be setting up a lot of webinars that will follow a similar format, you can save time by using a template webinar. To set up a template webinar, simply set up the webinar with all the settings you want, and then use a date like December 31st, 2010, and name it Template. Then, when you go to set up the webinar, simply select the Schedule Another option from that template webinar and modify the title, date, and time. When it comes time to start your webinar, just log back into the GoToMeeting site and choose My Webinars. Select Start and your webinar will begin. NTAP has a list of best practices for webinars on our website, as well as other useful information about getting the most out of your legal meetings license. For more help, you can also contact our live chat help desk at www.lsntap.org/helpdeskchat.